Alright, welcome back to Social Algebra. Last time we worked on nothing more than getting started, registering. Um, Here's the getting starting page. The second activity I promised was focusing more on this section where we learn how to type math. Let's take a look at what we're going to learn first. By the way, each one of these is a different learning activity. It covers different little lessons which are described up here. Let's start with the first one. We're going to learn numeric exponents are recognized automatically where reasonable. Whatever that means. Pressing equal jumps us to the other side of the equation. Whatever that means. Okay, so to create this, E equals mc squared. I hope you recognize Professor Einstein's work. Just type this, and what we mean here is these are the keys that you should press on your keyboard. Although down here there are a couple exceptions. We talk about arrows. SP means space, BSP means backspace, etc., etc. Please look down here if you're not quite sure how to follow this bit up here. But we got an easy one to start with. So let's just do what it says. We got a blinking caret. We're ready to go. E equals M C. Well, this is pretty boring. 2. Wait a minute. How's that going to work? OMG. We got a bingo. Now, notice there are a couple more keys to press after we got our bingo. Let's see what happens when we press those. We hit equal. Wow, it jumps to the other side of the equation. Equal. Cool. There are other ways that it's easy to jump around a large mathematical expression once you've typed it in. Clicking with the mouse it works a little, but I'm working hard on making that even more powerful. Surprisingly challenging task given the internals, but I won't bore you with my problems. Okay, so we've typed in E equals mc squared, and what we saw, let's go back to this now. This is pretty exciting. Why would anyone, if you're just learning algebra, you might not know this. We don't type, if we want to say 2 times mc, we say 2 times mc. And of course, then we don't get the Nobel Prize, because that's different. The coefficient goes in front if we want to put in a coefficient. So no one is ever going to want to say mc2. Now, if I really, really want to, if I want to be perverse, I can write mc times 2. But again, no Nobel Prize for you. Okay, so the idea is to make this easier. Look at that, mc squared. And then I can go ahead and say minus x cubed. Now, you can't see the keyboard, but let me get this out of the way. You can't see the keyboard, but there's no, normally what we do, and we're going to see that in another lesson further on, is we would normally, most software makes you type minus x, and then it does work with this software. You type shift 6 for a circumflex. Now I'm in the exponent, okay? And now I can type whatever I want up here. I could say 2a, but that's just silliness, because we're just trying to do bingo, and we got it. Now, I'm not going to do a full-blown tutorial right now on the editor because there's so much to cover, and for basic algebra, your earliest lessons, you really don't need that much. We're going to get to fractions in lesson 3. I can give you a little heads up on that one. This is kind of cool. What if I want to say minus 1/2 minus 1/4? Well, now, if I have to jump in and out of the numerator and the denominator back and forth, it gets old in a hurry. And I've used software like that just to test it out, and it is painful, having used my own software where I automated all these things. So now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on what I call quick fractions. You see that quick fractions tooltip, trademark? It's not a trademark. I just did that for fun. Okay, minus 1/4. Now, let me go through that more slowly. I've typed 1, I hit the slash key, and it knew to put it under the 1, but not the minus. If I hit it again, watch this. Boom, the whole thing is in the fraction. One keystroke, isn't that cool? So let's go back, it gets rid of the whole fraction. Let's try that again. Minus 1/4. As soon as I type that, it says, okay, I've got my fraction here. minus 1 slash 2. Those are all those are the only keys I'm typing. And now what if I want to say, Ken, what if they want to type 1 over 21? This doesn't work. Now I have to use the arrow key to go backwards. Yeah. Nope. Just type 1 over. Now I'm outside the fraction. I hit 1. It figures out that I meant to type 1 over 21, because by the same token, we would never say times 1 without having a multiplication dot in between. So maybe too much detail here, but the general idea is this is a fun little editor to learn. You're going to want to learn it because you're going to be typing a lot of math over the coming year, and this will really make it a lot easier for you if you learn these tricks as you go. And you can take your time learning them. You don't have to learn them all at once. Math is like that too. You're not going to have to learn all these things all at once. So I think that brings us to the close of how to type mathematics. Let's see what comes up next in our learning program. Next thing we're going to be looking at is dive right in. Yeah, next time we'll talk about this, although I think where we want to go next for any intense exploration is learning with the tutor. When you dive right in, you're passing missions. You will not get any help. You will make one mistake and die on the spot. Very unforgiving. It's mastery. It's like taking a real test. And then over here, when you're learning with the tutor, you can make as many mistakes as you want. And so that's fun. And then when you feel a confidence building, we'll come back to here. But let me end here and say farewell for now. We'll come back and we'll take a look at section 3 of Getting Started.